Assalamu alaikum warahmatullah. This is Mohammadpur, Assistant Professor, Department of English, Mohammadpur Kendriya College, Dhaka. Due to the spreading of COVID-19 all over the world, actual class is not possible in this situation. Therefore, our Honorable Principal, Professor Syed Jafar Ali, has always helped us and gives us all types of logistics support to continue online class. Well, today I'm going to take a class on Introduction to Poetry, and the topic is figurative language. It is my second lecture on figurative language. Hope that some figurative language will help you for you if you continue to watch this video. Some of the figurative speech is oxymoron. Oxymoron is a type of figurative language which involves the use of two words which appear to contradict one another but when used together make a true and sometimes positive statement. It is a rhetorical device which can be used in order to reveal a paradox by using two self-contradicting terms. It is also used in a literary sense in order to add a more complex feel to the text and in order to cause the reader to think in a more profound way about the situation at hand. Some examples of oxymorons so that you will understand properly what is oxymoron. Silent scream, contradictory, old news, bittersweet, lead balloon, civil war, plastic silverware, jumbo shrimps, paper towel, working vacation, negative income, escaped prisoners, plastic glasses, deliberate mistake, open secret, act naturally, found missing, virtual reality, minor crisis, free love, larger half, extinct life, only choice, working holiday, clearly confused, Hell's Angels, civil engineer, living dead, even odds, genuine imitation, a freezer burn, rolling stop. Rolling stop. Hope these examples will help you to understand what is oxymoron. Another literary device is pun. A pun is a play on words that are identical or similar in sound but have sharply diverse meanings. Puns can have serious as well as humorous uses. For example, when Mercutio is bleeding to death in Romeo and Juliet, he says to his friends, "Ask for me tomorrow, and you shall find me a grave man." A boiled egg in the morning is hard to beat. In Shakespeare, Romeo and Juliet, we have already discussed this, he had a photographic memory that was never developed. And another literary device is paradox. A paradox is a form of the figure of speech which, when heard or read, can seem to be completely self-contradicting. The phrase may be contrary to what is expected in the situation and can lead to a conclusion which is not logically acceptable conclusion. The paradox as a literary device has been assigned as an anomalous juxtaposition of incongruous ideas for the sake of striking exposition or unorthodox insight. It functions as a method of literary analysis which involves examining apparently contradictory statements and drawing conclusions either to reconcile them or to explain their presence. Some example of paradox which will be clear for you. It was a central device in 17th century metaphysical poetry in both religious and secular forms. It is also a frequent component of verbal. For example, death, thou shalt die. Another term is ode. Ode itself is of Greek origin. Ode is a short lyrical composition proper to be set to music or sung. It is a lyrical poem characterized by sustained noble sentiments and appropriate dignity of style. An ode is a poem praising and glorifying a person, a place, or thing. Another literary device is synecdoche, a figure of speech in which a part of something is used to represent the whole thing. Here in this example we see that I have four mouths to feed at home. Here four mouth. Mouth is the part and the whole thing will be people. I have four people to feed at home. Metonym. Metonym is a kind of figure of speech in which a word or phrase is substituted for another with which it is closely associated. For example, disdaining fortune with which brandy steel, which smoked with bloody execution, still refers to his sword. Another example, the White House declared that we are at war with Mars. Here, the White House is the metonymy for the president. After leading the rebellion, he seized the throne. The throne is a metronym for absolute power or the power to ruler. Another example, the pen is mightier than the sword. Here it means literary power is superior to military force. He writes a fine hand, meaning good handwriting. He is a man of the cloth, meaning a man of the church. The house was called to order, meaning the members in the house. Another literary device is alliteration. Alliteration is a repetition of a sound or letter within a sentence. The sound appears at the beginning of adjacent words or words which are very closely connected. When used as a figure of speech, alliteration can add flavor and creativity to a sentence. Alliteration can also be used as a literary device where it adds rhythmic and a mood to the text it is found within. In some instances, it can create a better air of understanding within a certain piece of descriptive writing. For example, when using the letter S to describe a snake, the sound fits the description. An example of a sentence to demonstrate this might be the slimy, slithery snake scurried along the sound. Assonance and alliteration. Alliteration, the use of same beginning consonant sound in the line or verse, but whereas assonance not in the beginning, in the same sound, consonant sound can be found in the middle of the word. The rain in Spain falls mainly on the plain. Repetition of consonant sounds at the beginning, middle, or end at least two words in a line of poetry. Consonants, assonance. The repetition of first sound of several words in a piece of literature. For example, Aunt Alicia accumulated a lot of antique attire when she acquired her aunt a big estate. Another literary device is allusion. An allusion is a form of figurative language in which an object, person, or idea is brought to mind without directly mentioning the name of what is being referred to. In most cases, allusion is used to divert the mind to something which is not within the general context of the current conversation and is often left to the imagination of the listener or reader to create the reference for themselves. When used as a literary device, allusion is usually used in order to reference a part of the text which appeared earlier on or another text. For example, an allusion to a book written by Stephen King. For example, if it doesn't stop raining, I am going to build an ark. So here, ark signifies the ark of Noah's ark mentioned in the Bible. Ballad. Ballad is a song transmitted orally which tells a story. Ballads are narrative species of folk song which originated among mostly illiterate people. The popular ballad is dramatic, condensed, and impersonal. The narrative tells a story in action and dialogue. Ballad stands the most common form. It is a quatrain in alternate 4 and 3 stressed lines, usually second and fourth line rhyme. For example, lyrical ballads by William Wordsworth, Ancient Mariner by Samuel Taylor Coleridge. Another literary device is bathos, a descent in literature in which a poet or writer tries too hard to be passionate and falls into stupid and trivial. Bathos is an abrupt and often ludicrous transition in style from the elevated to the ordinary. Bathos is humor that comes from an incongruous change of tone. For example, they came, they saw, they did a bit of shopping. Example, Caesar said, Vini vidi vici. That means came, saw, and conquered. Lampoon. Lampoon is another literary device, a crude, coarse, often bitter satire ridiculing the personal appearance or character of a person. Lampoon is the literary device form in which vices or follies are ridiculed, one kind of satire. Themes slavery and racism, individual and society. Here is an example. If you don't buy this magazine, we will kill this dog. Example of Lampoon. Another literary device is elegy. Elegy is a poem of lamentation or mourning for something or someone. In literature, an elegy is a mournful, melancholic, or plaintive poem, especially a funeral song or a lament for the dead, not to be confused with a eulogy. Homecoming is in the form of an elegy and its tone also follows this form. Elegy written in a country churchyard is a famous elegy composed by elegy written in a country churchyard. is a famous elegy. Thank you very much. Hope that you will enjoy the class and you will practice those terms. And if you have any problem about this lecture, you may query, you may ask in the comment box. In my next class, you will see me. Until then, Allah Hafiz.